And good morning, Your Honor. Joseph Hall appearing for on behalf of Mr. Kiernan, who is approaching. And Kevin, if you could state your name for the record, please.
Kevin Kiernan. Thank you.
You have an agreement, Your Honor. On that count two of double parking. Defendant's going to admit responsibility to that count two. If you accept it, it moves Mr. Charge.
That's a correct statement, Your Honor. I have authority from the client to admit responsibility on his behalf, and I do so for Your Honor's purposes.
All right, court will accept that admission. To count two, count one is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can that be paid?
Your Honor, can we get 14 days to pay, please? I said
You
please.
got $180.
I said please,
No.
Judge.
Pay it by June 6th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, folks.
Take care.
Court calls the case of the people versus Jessica Fox.
Ashley for the people. Good morning, or good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Fox. Ms. Fox, please state your name for the record.
She isn't in my front.
You read her?
Yeah. On Jessica.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay, your name?
Jessica Fox.
All right, very good. All right.
Your Honor, I did, just last night, Ms. Fox did get proof of her treatment and, tests for the last, from July to December of last year. I did confirm that she was negative for alcohol in all of the tests, and she did complete, treatment for quite some time. I think she started back in, 2021 and then completed in 2024. I can provide that to the court if the court would like that. Given the nature that I just did get that to the people last night, I am requesting an adjournment for further plea negotiations, and hopefully that can assist us in coming to a resolution.
June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All righty. Thank you, Ms. Fox.
Thank you.
Court does call the case people versus Freyon Haywood.
Ashley Loney for the people.
I'm sorry.
This is a show cause for them to appear here.
So show cause is already been issued.
Yes.
Freyon Haywood, no response, bench warrant, 5,000. 10%, that warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case people versus Christopher Holt.
Ashley Loney for the people. Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Holt.
He's on. Christopher Holt.
Yeah, good morning. This is Christopher Holt.
All right, thank you.
So, Your Honor, I apologize. I'm asking for one last adjournment. Mr. Holt and I did speak about the offer. I think we're getting very close. We just need to finalize some details.
All right. June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continue. All right. Thank you, Mr. Holt.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case people versus Micah Jones.
Ashley Loney for the people. Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Jones. Your Honor, I attempted multiple times to contact Mr. Jones. I was not successful. I don't see him here in the courtroom. Not sure if he's on Zoom. I don't have an explanation for his failure to appear, and for the record, I would request an adjournment.
I got two screens, so I don't.
He's not.
You don't have it. All right. Jones, Micah Jones, no response. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of 5,000. Okay, with 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the people versus Pauline Macharia.
Ashley Loney for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate, with on behalf of Mr. Charia, who should be present via Zoom.
Yes.
Can you please unmute and state your name for the court.
Pauline Macharia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting an adjournment. I have discussed this matter both with the people and my client. I believe this is a case that will ultimately be able to be resolved, but we just need to speak about a few more things before that happens.
I agree, Your Honor.
June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Court calls the case, People versus Rebecca Miller.
Ashley Lonnie for the people. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate with and on behalf of Ms. Miller, who appears via Zoom from Dawn Farm. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Oh, there she is.
Big move right out of the gate, admitting responsibility to count two, so count one gets dismissed. That's a classic plea to a lesser on traffic, parking. Smaller hit, cleaner record. Have you ever taken a deal just to make a bigger headache disappear?
Can you unmute, Ms. Miller? If you can't, oh, see ya. If you hold on the space bar, you'll be good.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, Jonathan. Sorry. I was
All
like,
right.
it wasn't unmuting.
Your name?
Rebecca Miller.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the people have extended an offer in this case that I was able to briefly discuss with my client yesterday. However, she is inpatient at Dawn Farm. We were just able to connect for a phone conversation last night. So I'd be requesting an adjournment to further discuss that with her. And then if she would like to accept that offer, days the proper paperwork to the court.
Adjourned to matter June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. All right. Thank you, Ms. Miller.
Thank you, sir.
Court calls the case, People versus Kiana Patterson.
Ashley Lonnie for the people. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate on behalf of Ms. Patterson, who may be present via Zoom.
I'm down to one screen. Patterson, I don't have one.
Your Honor, I don't have an explanation for Ms. Patterson's failure to appear. I did leave her a voicemail, but unfortunately did not hear back. For the record, I request an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the People versus Alicia Stewart.
Ashley Lonnie for the people. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate with on behalf of Ms. Stewart, who will be present via Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the record? She's not.
She is also not checking.
Your Honor, I did speak with her and asked for an adjournment. She did end up having her administrative hearing date with the Secretary of State on May 1st. We were still awaiting a decision. I did provide her with a Zoom and expected her to be here. For the record, I request an adjournment.
Alicia Stewart, no response. 5,000, but bench warrant 5,000, 10%. Warrant will issue immediately. Court calls the case of the People versus Jada Taylor.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, please unmute and state your name for the record.
Hi,
Oh,
Judge.
here we go.
Your Honor, we're asking to set this for final settlement conference.
Jury final settlement conference, June 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Jury selection, June 9th, 2025, 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Court calls the case of the People versus David Wagner.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
David Wagner, oh, there he is. Okay. I kept looking at my screen and didn't realize there were actual people here. No, I'm Your name, sir? David Charles Wagner Jr. All right. Sir, you are, this is right. You are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about September 26, 2024, at the location of 2224 Gulfside Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you did fail to provide proper care and or work beat 2 or 3 animals, contrary to Michigan statutes. That's an abandonment or cruelty of animals statute. You understand what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. Court could order community service also, or any combination of those penalties. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that the court could order a psychiatric evaluation and may order cost of care of housing any animals that were seized, as well as either housing costs or veterinary costs. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I also could order that you not possess or own any animals. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. First question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
This is a public defender case.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Wagner, we would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for an adjourned pretrial date, please.
Defendant every way from a reading standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea in this case. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. As to bond.
Your Honor, the people do request standard bond conditions and an unsecured appearance bond. And we also are going to make a request that while on bond, the defendant have no animals in his ownership or custody or control.
Not in my name. Yes. I have 4 cats and two dogs. They belong to my wife and my kids.
Anything you want to say, Ms. Payne?
Just briefly, Your Honor, I would ask that those animals be allowed to stay in the home. He states they belong to his wife and children, understanding that my client should not have any interaction with those animals, so to speak. I would ask that he be allowed to remain in the home, certainly, and ask that the pets not be removed from his wife and kids.
Adjournment granted. Why? Defense just produced months of clean tests and treatment records. Mitigation gold during plea talks. Judges love documented effort. If you were the prosecutor, would you soften the offer here or push to trial?
You said there were how many cats?
4.
And 2 dogs?
Yes, sir.
What kind of dogs?
One is it's a small dog. That is my wife's dog. It's a poodle, Yorkie poodle. That's my wife. Is my
Okay. What kind is the other dog? All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set his bond at a $10,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assault to behavior or possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug use. I'm going to indicate the defendant is not to have contact with or have possession of any animals.
Yes, sir. I understand.
And so I'm going to indicate that with reference to the 4 cats and 2 dogs, I would need either veterinary paperwork or others type of purchase paperwork that would indicate by the next hearing, that would indicate that these animals have ownership with someone else other than the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Otherwise, so that we're clear. If I don't get that, then what's going to end up happening is I'm going to order all of them removed from the home. All right.
Understood.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get this number to you.
Yeah, that was 6-4 or 6-18, I'm sorry.
6-4.
Thank you.
Court does call the case People versus Kalaya Williams.
Ashley, one of the people? This is a show cause for people to appear for the race.
It's a show cause.
Yes.
It is. Kalea Williams? No response. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give it 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the people versus Monai Williams.
Actually, money for the people.
This is an arraignment.
Yes, sir.
Monai Williams. I'll issue an order to show cause on this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case people versus Sammy Alderson.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pay on behalf of Mr. Alderson, who gave me authority to accept the offer on his behalf.
So Your Honor, I move to add count 2 of double parking. Defense counsel is going to admit responsibility if you accept it and move to dismiss.
And you have authority to accept that,
Yes, Your Honor.
and on behalf of your client, do so.
I do so, yes.
Okay. Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and costs of $180. When can they get that paid?
Three-handed, Your Honor, I did have a long conversation with Mr. Alderson. He receives SSI and was just asking if the court would give him as long as possible to pay. So I told him
Do we
that
know how much the SSI is?
I don't know exactly, or I should say I did not write down how much he gets monthly, Your Honor. He did say that he knows for a fact he could pay it within 6 months or by the end of the year. So I said I would explain to Your Honor the situation after.
Yeah, without knowing what his SSI is. So here's what I'll do. I'll indicate that he needs to pay that by July 31st. Okay, so that'd be 3 months. That'd give 3 months if,
Your Honor.
okay. Court does call the case people versus Audrey Beatty.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
2 cases.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Beatty. Ms. Beatty, please state your name for the record.
Audrey Beatty.
All right.
So, Your Honor, we have come to resolution. Ms. Beatty got her permits. She passed her driving test on Monday. I did provide that to Ms. Miller. I hope you received it. I did email it over yesterday. I could probably.
You got her permit when?
She passed the test on Monday.
And I do have a copy of it, Your Honor.
You did? Okay.
I do. So in case 1391, she's going to admit double parking.
Okay.
So I had that count 2 of double parking in 1391. If you accept that admission, move to dismiss the original misdemeanor as well as case 1392.
Boom. Bench warrant for failure to appear. Bond $5,000 with a 10% privilege. Translation: Miss Court, a warrant issues. Post $500 to get released. Pro tip: even a short call to counsel can sometimes prevent this exact outcome. Should courts text reminders like airlines do?
Correct, counsel?
That is correct, Your Honor. I actually would like to accept that offer today.
All right. And Ms. Beatty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you admit responsibility to the fact that on August 10th, oh my goodness, 2016, at a location of Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed, and that's in the case ending in 1391. And also case ending in 1392 is dismissed on the prosecutor's motion. Fines and costs of $180. When can you get that paid, ma'am?
By Friday, Your Honor. This Friday, Your Honor.
This Friday?
This upcoming
Okay.
Friday.
It's 16? No, 23. Working on Alan's calendar. I know. I resisted, but now it's all on. All right, pay it. Ma'am, pay it by the 23rd, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Actually, no, here's what I'm gonna do, ma'am. Pay it by the 27th. I'll give you till after the holiday. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. All right,
Thank
you
you.
have a great day.
You have a better one. Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Tasha Beavers.
Conrad Sewell on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
This is an arrangement, Your Honor.
This is an arraignment. Oh, she's in. Hello,
Hello,
what's your name?
Tasha Viewers.
All right. Ma'am, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint or citation that alleges that on or about April 18, 2025, at the location of Twin Lakes Drive in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you were in possession of drug paraphernalia. You understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
Yes,
That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
yes,
All right. So first question I'll ask you, ma'am, is do you want to be represented by an attorney?
yes.
It's a public defender case, please.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Penny on behalf of Ms. Beavers. We waive further readings standing to the charges and request another pretrial date, please, Your Honor.
Defendant able to waive formal reading. Standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will be set in the amount of a $10,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or any possession of weapons. I will indicate that there's to be no possession or consumption of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You understand all of that, ma'am?
Yes,
Ma'am, if I sent you over to test now, would you come back clean?
I have marijuana, Mrs. No,
Pardon?
no,
What would show up?
marijuana,
Do you have a medical marijuana card?
no,
Is that the only thing that would show up?
in my medicine.
I'm gonna order. Drug of choice in this case was a while.
Marijuana,
I'm gonna order 1 time per week random testing at community corrections. I want the defendant to test today.
Do you have $12?
no.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We'll see you on the 4th. Yeah, because I got get in order.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Kia Berry.
Conrad Sewell on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Public Defender Natalie Caitlin on behalf of Ms. Berry. Ma'am, can you please state your name for the record?
My name is Kia Berry.
All right.
So Your Honor, Ms. Berry is scheduled to retake her test again this coming Friday.
Which part? The written or the
It
driving?
might be the road or the written test. Is that correct?
Okay.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very hopeful, as is she, that she'll pass. We're asking for an adjournment so that she can take that test.
What's this, May 12th? All right, I'll adjourn this. I finally saw one. Hang on, I'm correcting. I'll adjourn this. June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m.
So June 18th, is that right?
Pardon?
June 18th at 9 a.m., right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Berry.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, people versus Daniel Bowe.
Conrad Sewell on behalf of
This
Pittsfield
one.
Township.
Oh. Yeah.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Patewith, and on behalf of Mr. Bowe, who stands to my right, please state your name for the record, sir.
Daniel Robert Bowe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So actually, Mr. Bowe is going to be accepting the offer extended today of double parking, but he did want to appear to speak with Your Honor as well.
Your Honor, he does have a temporary instructional permit, so I'm gonna move that count 2 of double parking. Accept that admission and move this misdemeanor charge.
All right.
I was just wondering if,
Hold on, let me do this
all right.
part. Now, I'll hear from you, okay? Hold on. Just hold on a minute. Yeah, I can get to that. Mr. Bowe, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on July 12, 2024, at the location of Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you did double park a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right, court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. All right, what do you want to tell me?
Only thing I was asking is there any way I can get my fines and costs waived? Because I had to pay $3,400 to get my license back, and I'm about flat broke. I literally just paid, I think it was $3,450. I paid a little over $3,400 to get my license.
For what?
Huh?
Tickets and stuff?
Well, I was in prison during COVID, and my sister got a ticket in Livonia in my vehicle, and they didn't pull her over, but they issued the ticket to my plate, and it lapsed, and it turned into like over $3,000 in tickets. I ended up having to pay them. So
Not from one ticket, but
no, it was because my car wasn't registered while I was in prison, and she drove it. So it got hit with no registration, no invalid
so now
plate.
he's here blaming his sister.
Well, no, I mean,
No, you see what happened?
I still paid it.
You know what? You see what he's doing?
I still
He
paid
came in, he
it,
said,
but-
yeah, I want to go before the judge because I'm gonna blame her. 'Cause- How long did you do, young man?
I did about 3.5 years. Oh, sorry.
He also has a new baby at home.
Yeah, I got a 6-month-old.
I don't care. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Is that your first?
No, he's my second. I got a 14-year-old who goes to Franklin High School in Livonia. So it's
You waited a
it's a
while.
challenge right now. Yeah, I got two different worlds going on.
Little boy or little girl?
Little boy.
And the older one is?
A boy.
So you got boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted a girl, but and once the boy came,
No,
I was happy.
No, you want a little girl. Then they become teenagers and
Yeah, I know. I got a buddy that has nothing but girls, and they're all teenagers now. Looks like he lost all his hair in the process. So
wow, that's what happened.
I know what you're about to ask me. I feel like the answer is none, but I'm gonna.
I don't have to hold on to it.
I don't
think
think so,
I do.
but I don't think so either, because it's not.
Hang on a second.